Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel and in the life of a wife. So at the moment I actually have a ton of washing to fold and put away. It's all clean washing because I've actually been getting through my washing. But I thought actually this is probably a great time to sit down and have some open and honest conversations, because I feel like there is never enough open and honest conversations, especially online. So one thing I actually do want to talk about today is one question I get a lot of the time, and that is, how do you cope having 3 children? Now, this is something that I was very worried that I was going to struggle with, because 3 kids is a lot of kids. I mean, me and Connor are outnumbered for a start, and all being 3 girls as well. The sass is a big thing. So it was something I was naturally worried about. So we have 3 girls. We have an almost 8-year-old, an almost 3-year-old, and I can't believe I'm going to say it, but almost a 1-year-old. That past year has flown by. And it is one of the biggest questions I get, is like, how do you do it? How does it work? And that is something I was really concerned about, going from 2 kids to 3 kids. Now, I read so many things about, like, what's it like going from 2 children to 3 children. And I read all these things saying that actually it's easier. And I was like, no, it's not going to be easier. It's going to be harder. It's going to be harder. I was wrong. Going from 2 children to 3 children, I found that personally an easier jump than going from 1 child to 2 children. The reason I think that is because when you go from 1 to 2, you have to learn these new skills to be able to manage more than 1 human being. So you already have that skill. You've already learnt that skill for when you go to 3 children. I think that that's something that a lot of people forget about, because they panic and they think, oh my god, 3 children is a lot more than 1 or 2. Yeah, it is. But it works. And I know for our family dynamic, I was really worried. I was very concerned that it wouldn't work, but it does. And like, I've had a lot of friends like make comments like, you know, how do you do it? I'm like, you just do. You really just do. And even like, I find myself saying to people now who have got 4 kids or 5 kids, how do you do it? How do you do it? I wouldn't be able to do it. And then I think back and I'm like, everybody says that to me. And I say, well, you just do it. You manage, you make it work. And that's just something I tend to forget about. Right, so halfway through, our food shop has just been delivered. I say our food shop. This is only our frozen food shop and a few extra bits. Because like the main bulk of our shopping I get when I go to Lidl. But this is just like some frozen bits, mainly because I always worry about getting frozen bits from like somewhere like Lidl or something like that, and then I take ages unpacking stuff, and I'm really worried that I'm going to forget to unpack it, then leave it in the bag, and then it's all going to defrost. So we get pretty much all our frozen stuff delivered, and we don't really have that much frozen stuff anymore. Oh god, I can't reach up there, I'm too short. It's mainly like the extra bits that maybe sometimes we need for like easy dinners. So I just need to put all of that away. And this pantry that I cleaned yesterday, I'm really hoping I don't destroy it already, because that took me ages to tidy that up yesterday. Right. So I kind of forget how empty this chest freezer gets as well. I kind of forget this is here sometimes. I sort of like start using things bit by bit and then I forget about it all. But I just need to get all of this away and then get back to what I was actually doing in the first place.
Done.
I'm joking, of course. Why would it ever be that easy to get all the shopping away? Okay, so back to the task at hand. Motherhood is something that I do, honestly, this is genuinely how I feel, is hyped up so much in social media and in magazines, and it always shows you the most glamorous parts of it, and it never shows you the realest parts. It doesn't show you the parts where you're up all the time with a newborn baby because they won't sleep. It doesn't show you the really raw, in-depth issues that can come up, and I feel like that is something that really, really, really needs to be talked about more. So in these, you know, in the Life of a Wife sessions, we are going to have these types of conversations every so often, because it's things that need to be talked about. People need to know that they aren't alone in feeling like they're alone in motherhood, or feeling like they are failing as a parent. I cannot tell you the amount of times I have had those thoughts that I'm failing as a mother, or I'm failing as, not even failing, that I'm just not doing the absolute best that I could do. And I've expressed these feelings to friends and family before, and they've all said the same thing to me, that, you know, I'm doing the best job that I can possibly do. But that doesn't stop that voice in your head, that mum guilt. And nobody talks about mum guilt enough. It is not spoken about enough. And that is something that we will go into a lot, I think, on these videos. Because, you know, especially on With Westerns, we are, you know, there is the husband, there is the wife, there is the couple, but there is also a mum and dad. We are all different kinds of people in our own personalities. I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a friend, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister. And under all these different categories, I am something different to each person. And like, being a mother in itself, you are all these other people. You are a teacher, you are a chef, you are a nurse, you are everything. And it is so difficult when you are trying to be everything for your child to not feel that mum guilt of, so I've spent all day doing this and doing their washing, so they've got clean clothes to keep them clean. Then that mum guilt sits in of, but I've not done enough with them for the day because I've been too busy doing this. And, you know, there are people out there that will go, you're never too busy. But actually, daily life catches up with you so quickly that you do get too busy for things. And that's okay. That is okay. Because your kids will appreciate knowing that you are doing everything you can for them. And that is why it is hard being this person for everybody sometimes. And it's hard enough when you do it for just one child. It's hard when you do it for 2 children. It's hard when you do it for 10 children. It's difficult, and being a parent is difficult. And I don't feel like it's ever said enough that it's very, very difficult to be a parent. I mean, I count myself lucky every single day that I have 3 beautiful children that I cherish, that, you know, they are the lights of my life. But it doesn't take away from the fact that it's difficult some days. It is hard to be that person for everybody all the time. And I suppose the point of these conversations, these open and honest conversations that I want to have with you, is that if one person listens to this, watches this and thinks, do you know what? It's okay to struggle. It's okay to feel that mum guilt because I'm still doing the best job I can. If that reiterates to somebody that they are doing the best job that they can, then I've achieved what I wanted to do by doing these talks, because everybody's doing the best that they can. I could have done this very easily and just been like, day in the life of a wife, you know, I'm gonna do a little bit of washing, gonna do a bit of cooking, gonna do a bit of cleaning, have a little conversation, and that'll be that. But that's not what my daily life is. My daily life is doing all of those things, but also having these deep thoughts about, well, what if I'm not doing enough for my kids? I know a lot of people feel that way, and it's okay. I don't want people thinking that I'm just sitting here to rant, because I'm not. I'm sitting here saying all of this so that people realise that they're not alone in this mum guilt. I know a lot of parents, I know a lot of mothers who probably feel these kinds of guilt, but they don't want to say, they don't feel like they have someone they can talk to about it, they don't feel like they have an outlet. It just, everyone needs to let go of that stigma that mothers should be able to do it all, and mothers shouldn't feel guilt, mothers shouldn't have lives. Because before I was a mum, before I was a wife, I was me, and sometimes that gets forgotten in the process. You know, it always bothers me that as soon as someone becomes a mother, they are put under this label as mum, which is great. You have become a mother. But everybody's first thought then is, of course, this tiny little baby that's come into the world. And everyone comes to visit the baby. They buy gifts for the baby. They're, oh, do you want me to hold the baby? What about mum? What about when she's just had to be stitched front to back from giving birth? What about the mum that's just had a section, who's had to have their entire abdomen cut open to give birth to this baby, who is now struggling to even move? You come around and saying, oh, how's baby? That's great. But what about the mum who is struggling, who has just given birth and is feeling all these sensations of just having a baby? Who thinks, is she okay? Is she going to be okay? Not everybody's first thought would be, is she going to be okay, or does she need support? And it should be. It is very much expected of mums to just feel this amazing bubble when you've just given birth. But you don't feel this bubble. You feel like crap most of the time because you are in pain. You are exhausted. All you want to do is rest. And you have a whole other person you now need to take care of while taking care of yourself. And it really bothers me when a lot of new mums, or a lot of mums who have just had a baby, feel very isolated and alone, and feel like they are being judged because they haven't bounced back, or they feel like they are struggling. They aren't bonding with their baby, or they just feel really down. And it bugs me that they feel judged because people assume that you should be happy and feeling all this euphoria when actually you might not be. So if you know any new mums, if you know any people who have given birth, if you're a mum yourself and you feel lonely and feel like you are struggling, you need to open up to people, because 9 times out of 10, I guarantee other mums you know have felt that way. 100%. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here because I feel like I've been talking at you a lot. So I'm gonna end this here. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I hope that some of the things I've said may help a few people. If they do, please let us know. It would be nice to know if the way I feel and the way I feel about things and the way I think about things, it would be nice to know if people appreciate things being said that need to be said, if it relates to them. So if you do, let us know. You can let us know in the comments, you can message us on Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications if you want to be notified when we upload as well. And I will see you in the next video.